Hey guys, D Williams is in the house. I want you all to come on in so we can talk about deals in recruitment and staffing. My phone is going off like crazy. I hope everyone is having an absolutely amazing day while you all are coming in. My name is D Williams, and I show professionals just like you how to start, set up, grow, run, and scale your niche recruitment and staffing business. And I'm really excited to see you all here. So chime on in. Let me know what your name is and where you're chiming in from. I am streaming this live here today, and I want to talk about winning in recruitment and staffing. I am streaming across all my social platforms as I always do. And I'm really excited that you're here. So tell me who you are, what's your name, where you're chiming in from. I would also love to know what niche you're focusing on, right? If you all don't know anything about me, I had a couple of comments on one of my videos. I love getting haters. They don't realize I get paid every time they hate on my videos. But they were like, what are your credentials? I have been in the recruiting and staffing industry for over 25 years. Really my first job out of high school, I have been in recruiting and staffing. I have worked for companies all throughout my career in a staffing or recruitment capacity, whether it was a recruiter, a staffing recruiter, a branch manager. I have been a VP of talent acquisition. I have owned my own consulting firm and worked as a consultant. I had my own firm, Strategic Pioneers. We did a lot of business for many years, and then our doors closed. I went back to work for someone else when the economy crashed during the recession and decided I was going to go back to work and become a normal person. But of course, y'all can look at me and tell that's not my story. So I went back and started my own staffing business yet again. And this time, initially, I focused on really building out any niche I could, right? I just started kind of doing whatever I wanted to do. And that wasn't working really fast. So then I went right back in and started to create a strategy. And that's when I came up with the idea of niching. And I worked that thing for a couple of years until I got a system down right. And that's kind of how my story has gone over the last couple of years, you know, off and on, up and down, with me playing with being an entrepreneur or me deciding whether or not I want to continue to work for someone else. I know there are a lot of you out there that can relate to that, where you've worked for someone for a period of time, you've been an entrepreneur for a period of time, you worked for someone for a period of time, been an entrepreneur for a period of time, until you've kind of found your space. I found my space in supporting entrepreneurs building out their recruitment and staffing businesses. I found my space working with corporate organizations and helping them to build recruitment and staffing teams. I have found my space inspiring and motivating people to step out of their comfort zone and to level up and to do something that they are afraid to do. That's what I have done. And I'm really thankful for that. I grew up in a time, or I came up in business in a time where the internet wasn't as popular as it is now. And so my generation wasn't flashy. As a matter of fact, staffing is not a flashy industry. It never has been. I can see a little bit more of it happening now with the younger generation coming in, but staffing has never been a flashy industry. It really even wasn't a diverse market at one point in time. So the industry is definitely evolving over time. So I wanted to give you all a little bit of feedback just in case somebody had questions about where I come from and what even gives me the right to have these conversations. I've worked in many staffing agencies and have broken their records, and people have been in my classes and people have said, oh my God, you're training with D Williams. You need to stick with her. She knows her stuff. She did this, she did that. I am definitely not a bragger. If anybody knows me, I'm not one to get online and talk about all the things that I have acquired or that I have had or that I have. I choose to celebrate the people that I work with because, in my opinion, it's not about me as a coach. It's about what my students do. So I come a little bit differently. And I also come with a mission. My mission isn't necessarily to I will say what my mission is. It's really more to support people because somebody took the time to support me at a time where other people felt like I didn't deserve to be supported. through my growth journey. So that is my mission. So I welcome each and every one of you here, and I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me. So many amazing things have happened. So first, let's just go through. I've been asking, what's your name? Where are you chiming in from? So let's go and see. Thank you so much, Steve Butler in Chicago in the house. Tanya Jackson in Oklahoma City. That is like literally one of my favorite places in the world, Oklahoma City. Tiffany is in the house. Hey, Tiff. I love you, Pooh. Veronica's in the house. Soldier Source Solutions, Veteran Staffing, fired up. Oh my gosh, my Joan is there. Joan, I missed you like the last 3 Wednesdays. Where you at? A lot of love is there. How are you, Pooh? I've been following you for like 8 years when I did recruiting and travel nurse, and I'm so glad you're here, Pooh. Let's see who else. We've got Ike is here. Courtney is here. Oh my gosh, people are coming in. LaSharonda is here. CSC Recruiting and Consulting. Elaine's from New York in the healthcare space. Kofa in Virginia Beach. Oh, I'm talking about y'all are on fire today. And I'm so excited that you all are here. So today I called y'all in because I want to talk about wins. I want to talk about winning in staffing. I'm so fired up. A lot of my staffingpreneurs are winning in ways that I can't even tell you. Last week, listen, y'all don't even know. Last week, I put this email out in a couple of my groups. I hope I put it in the YouTube community. I'm not really good at this stuff in regards to my time, but I like to share my client successes. And I was really excited last week because Shakib, which is one of my core staffingpreneurs who took my setup class and my run it class, he got his first 2 contracts with employers. His first 2 meetings with employers, which was a big deal. And the same day that on Friday, I think it was, that he reached out to me and said, D, I got the signed contract to one of the clients. I'm screaming. I'm like, he's got a signed contract, right? I would say maybe 2 hours, I signed one of the largest contracts of my life as well. Like one of the biggest contracts of my entire career I signed as well. So I felt like me and Shakib were sharing. I didn't even tell him that today, but I felt like we were sharing that vibe. And it really just got me into this space this morning thinking about wins. Like, what does winning look like to you in your niche recruitment and staffing business? And that's something that I want you to think about, because some people think winning is just about placements, and some people think that winning is about money. And for me, winning is about the level of impact that I am able to provide for both my candidates and my clients. And the results of that is, I get to pat myself on the back and say, look how dope I am. Or I get to look at my bank account and see the results of that, which is something that I don't have to share. And that's not something that you all have to share, but it is a result of that, right? But what does success look like to you? So anybody who's watching right now, I would like to know, what does success look like to you in your niche recruitment and staffing business? What does success look like to you? Each and every one of you have created a mission for your business. Each and every one of you have created a vision for your business. You all have strategies. You all have goals, right? Which have created the core competency of your business. What does success look like to you in your niche recruitment and staffing business? Please put it in the box. I would love to know. Most people don't think this far. Most people only think money. And business, if you're starting a business just to make money, you're missing out on the whole reason why we're entrepreneurs, right? We're entrepreneurs to really create impact. Can money be a part of what you're trying to accomplish? Yes. But should that be your core mission? I would say no. So what does success look like to you? Okay, Takia, I'm already going to tell her I love her already. She was the first one to respond, which means she's fearless. I love that, Takia. Awesomeness. She says success looks like client and candidate retention. And that's high five on that one. And that's one that ties into, I'm sure, her mission, and I'm sure it ties into her vision, right? That's an excellent, 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 excellent success measure for your business. Okay. Tanya says growth. Tell me more about that growth, because growth can mean a number of different things. So when you're thinking about what does success look like to me, Tanya, like what does growth mean? Does growth mean in the number of people that you're placing? Does growth mean in the number of locations that your business has available to offer clients? Does growth mean the number of employees you have? Does growth mean the revenue that you've generated? What does growth mean? Because that's a very vague answer. Veronica said, I attended one of your courses. Let me just put these up here. She said, I attended one of your courses. They're amazing. Thank you, Veronica. I love you so much. I really, really love you so much. Takia, she says here, success looks like client and candidate retention. I love that. And then Tanya's going to tell us what growth means to her, success and growth, how they measure for her. T says at least 5 to 10 placements a month. And T, I love that as a success measure. What is the result level of success? So what's the success result of 5 to 10 placements a month? And how is that of value to both you and the people that you're serving, your clients and your candidates that you're serving? I'm asking some pretty high level questions today. I know I am. Don't be mad at me. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Latasha says, hold on. Okay. Latasha says, my niche is medical staffing. Success to me is actually being able to help them piece together their staffing needs during these difficult times so that the patients are able to get the help that they need. Money is great, but helping others is always number one for me. For me, that's success. I love that. That is 100% success. I love that. I love that. Ashanti says, I see it as quality and qualified candidates in management of my property management company. Yes. Ashanti, I encourage you to measure that. What does that mean? What does quality mean in your business? How do you measure quality so that you can share that with your candidates and your clients and give them some type of standard that they can adhere to, right? And then is quality and qualified candidates. What does success look like to your clients? That's another question that I would encourage each and every one of you to start asking. What does success look like to your clients and candidates? Because does your version of success match their version? Uh-oh, hello. We're getting into that now, right? Does your version match their version, right? So something to think about. Soniso, I hope I pronounced your name right, Kofa. How are you today? He says, I'm a medical staffing agency. Success means getting my first contract this year. I would like to know where to go to get facility contract. Oh, he's asking this question. Finding it hard to find clients. This is a question that people ask all the time. So first of all, success is getting your first contract this year. I'm going to tell you that that should be a success measure, but your success should look far beyond that. Because especially if you're in healthcare, it's inevitable that you'll get a contract. That in itself is not going to be the only thing that makes you successful. Not only that, you can get a contract and then they have nothing for you to fill at that moment. So that is a milestone, but I would encourage you to go back and to see if that truly is what success is to you. Because what if you get the contract next week and then they don't have any jobs for you to work on? Will you still feel successful? Will you still feel like you have succeeded? Right? So just something to think about. Like success should be farther than you getting your first contract. Okay. And I'll come back to your question about where to get the client. I'll talk to you about that. Okay. Eris said, success looks like creating a healthy environment for our staff and allowing staff to feel emotionally and financially valued. Wow. Like that literally put chills all over my body down to my pinky toe that I just stubbed a little while ago. That is so freaking powerful. And you're going to go so far with that mentality. Because the reality is that your staff is the heartbeat of your company. And if your staff feels valued and if they feel emotionally valued and financially valued, they're going to work for you and your candidates and your clients in ways that you can't even imagine. And now you are now defining the success in a much bigger way, not just internally, but externally as well. That is definitely so powerful. Wow. I love that. Woo. I love it. I love it. I love it. Tanya says, what my company has to offer. If I can help others with their needs, I feel I've accomplished my purpose. So that means, Tanya, you've got to be able to go back and to find out specifically what their needs are. And I don't want you to assume that their needs are solely staffing. That's just a piece of it, right? So again, I want you to go back to your clients and go back to your candidates, and I want you to ask them, what does success look like to you? What does success look like for you? So that you can make sure that what you're offering is exactly what they need in order for them to feel that they have achieved a level of success with you, a successful outcome, right? Ashanti says, thanks for the clarification. Of course, my love. Hey, Ahmad from Egypt in the house. Glad to have you here. Okay, I don't see any more questions coming in, so I'm going to go back to Kofa. He says, I would like to know where to get facility contracts, finding it hard to find clients. So I guess my first question would be is, have you flushed out your niche market? And when I say that, meaning specifically, have you flushed out your niche market to know, are you specifically only filling roles that are in facilities, or are you filling roles in other types of organizational types, and what specific type of positions do those organizations favor the most, right? Then you want to go in and you want to start doing research on all of the facilities, and not necessarily the facilities, because facilities don't make decisions. It's the people working in the roles in the facilities that make the decisions. So at that point, I would go in, let me talk about this differently. And most importantly, Cincio Kofa, I hope I'm saying your name right. I would say that the first thing you want to do is to define like what type of service that you are and what type of standards you're creating for your business. So to me, there are two types of staffingpreneurs. There are two types of people who work in this business. You have the person who thinks from the perspective of, I just need to get a client. 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 I don't care who they are, what industry they're in, what niche, what position it is. I just need a client. That's typically a rookie who's looking and thinking in lack. That's typically a rookie who's looking and thinking in lack. Because I'm going to say to you this with love and respect. You would not drive any random car. You wouldn't put just anything on your body. You wouldn't eat just anything. You wouldn't live just anywhere. You wouldn't hang out with just anybody. There's nothing in your life that you would just do just to do. You always have thought behind it, strategy around it, purpose behind it, a mission behind it, values and character, and all of those things behind it before you make decisions on what you're going to allow into your space. And your business should not be any different. So you've got to define whether or not you're coming to the table looking for just anything and anyone, or if you're coming to the table ready to present yourself as an organization that brings value. That requires a different level of conversation when you're talking about sales and business development. So once you define what type of organization you are, whether or not you're looking for the quick hit, or whether you're looking to build the real relationships so that you can actually create real value, then you'll understand that you want to take the time to go out and to research your hiring managers to find out what's important to them. And then you will start to develop strategies that are related to what's most important to your hiring managers, so that you can define whether or not you need to sell staffing or whether or not you need to sell the business problem that they're actually having. And you really won't know that until you get into your niche market a little bit more and start to see kind of commonalities between the hiring manager types versus based on the size of the company, sometimes the location, sometimes what they sell, like what their normal responses are. And then you can start to create digital assets that will start to drive leads into your organization. And you'll be able to create digital assets that will allow you to share with companies in the future that will give you the leverage that you need to at least start the conversation and move to the point of nabbing the meeting. And that works very well. Like a lot of my staffingpreneurs, I'm so proud of them. They've been so successful in creating their digital assets so that they can generate genuine leads and really create a solid foundation for their business. So I hope that was helpful, at least getting you started. Once you do your research and you start and you have an idea of what's important to that hiring manager the most, then you can start reaching out based on the specific strategies that you've created. There are only 6 core strategies that you, or as an umbrella, that you can go after when it's sales and business development. Phone call, email, in-person, or rather networking events, referrals, online marketing, and mobile, right? So those are really the only ways that you can connect as far as umbrella ways that you can connect. And then you build your strategies out there based on what you want to do. I will also say that you want to release, when you start out, you should have 3 core execution strategies that you're administering pretty much from day one. And depending on your niche, that will determine how high level that strategy will be. For some people, that strategy is going to be, pretty old school because I'm going to say how I feel, because they refuse to invest in coaching to understand what's happening now. So most people are going to take the old school route. But I would encourage you, whether you coach with me or you find someone else online, it doesn't have to be me. I am comfortable with people finding who makes them feel comfortable. But I want you to find someone that can tell you what's happening right now, and someone that you feel like you can trust, because this industry is changing super rapidly. I mean, super rapidly. And so the things that we did 5 and 10 years ago to get clients on board are not working anymore. You really have to have a strong strategy, and you're competing in a market where information and digital assets are everything. Most of you all don't even know what a digital asset is, right? So it's really, really important that you all go out and find some type of coach to kind of help you all go through this journey. Okay. So really, 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 really important. Hey, Jazz, how are you, boo? My Jazz in the house. I love it. Thank you, Dee. You've been influential for some time. My partners can't wait to get moving. I can't wait to see what you all do. I'm excited to see your success in real life. That's so awesome. LaShonda said, winning is placements and seeing the company happy. I love that. I love that. Seeing the company happy. Happy. Is the company happy meaning all of your staff? Is that what you mean? Is who's happy? Who's the company happy? Is that internal staff or is that everyone? I would love to know. Latasha said, great info. I love that. I wasn't even bringing questions to the table, but I don't mind y'all asking questions at any time that you all have me during these calls. I really just wanted to talk to you about what winning looked like for you, what success looks like for you, and you being able to be authentic in what that is. Also, for you to understand that success is not about it is more about your client's outcome than it is yours. It's more about your candidate's outcome than it is yours. Your outcome will be the result of their outcome all the time, right? So when people say to you, I don't see this, or you haven't done this, or I don't see that, it's not about you ever. It is always about your client's outcome and your candidate's outcome. And if you can make those your priority, then everything that you desire for yourself and your business will be there, with ease in real life. Okay. So that is that. Well, Kofi, that it doesn't work that way, right? A coach is not going to help you secure a contract. A coach is going to help secure your thought process, your mind, right? So they're not going to go out and do the contract with you, right? They're going to give you the tools and the resources that you need so that you can execute, right? That is what a coach is for. Coaches don't do the job for you, and typically they don't do it with you. They give you all the tools and resources that you need so that you can execute. And that's what's most important. Okay. So I would keep that in mind. This is a working business. You've got to go in and put your full 100% effort into it. And to be honest with you, you should be thinking about what your strategies are to land that contract. So I guess the bigger question that I have for you is, what strategies do you have in place to land a contract? What strategies have you created to land your first contract? What are you doing with that? Hey, how are you? Good to see you here. Ashante said, have you seen growth replacement in cryptocurrencies industry? In the tech space? Sure. In the tech space, anything technology based, there's huge demand for. And I think there are more people that are getting into so many different areas of tech now that it's not even about the shortage anymore. It's more about finding quality people who want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, right? And that want to see other people succeed. That's really where it is right now. But really, really cool question. I've got about 5 minutes. I'll keep asking until we have to go. Hey, Mo, how are you? With regards to healthcare specifically, what exactly are the facilities looking for from staffing agencies? More specifically, why is it so hard to land contracts? So I think that that's very interesting because my clients don't have a hard time landing contracts. As a matter of fact, in the healthcare space, that's the easiest space to land a contract. Contracts come a dime a dozen in healthcare. Now, it's a little bit more challenging in the IT, but in regards to healthcare, contracts come a dime a dozen because there's a major shortage with nurses. So I guess the bigger question would be, have you done your research to know what they're looking for? Because I can't answer that question for you. I don't know who your client base is. And healthcare is an industry. It's not your specific niche market. I don't know if you're dealing with hospitals, if you're dealing with dialysis centers. I don't know I don't know what hiring manager you're going after. Like, do you have your niche market flushed out fully where you can literally sit down and go through and learn everything you need to learn about your market? Because any business that you open, whether it's in staffing or not, if you don't take the time to get to know your market, you're always going to have a hard time seeing success. So you've got to go in and literally sit down and flush your market out so that you can understand what is important to them. What does success look like to them? Why do they use staffing agencies? Why don't they use staffing agencies? When do they use staffing agencies? When don't they use staffing agencies? How do they feel about staffing agencies? What's going on in their business? What type of problems do they solve? Why are they solving those problems? Who are they solving those problems for? What's important to the people that they're solving the problems for? Like, you've got to get into your niche market to better understand them. Because when you do that, then you can have smarter conversations with them. And when you're having smarter conversations, now they can feel like they trust you, you know what you're talking about, and you can turn that conversation into a solutions-oriented conversation and really be a valuable asset to them. Most people starting a staffing business only see the dollars that can be made, and they go in, legalize their business, get an EIN number, and then they start. How many phone calls you said you make? 80 calls a day with no strategy at all. And then expect something to happen. And I'm sure when those calls, and I'm not picking on you, Kofa, but I'm sure when those calls are being made, first of all, I guess the first question I would ask is there follow-up involved? Because Marketing 101 says that it takes 12 to 21 times for someone to decide that they want to do business with you. And most people stop calling after the second or third call. So are you following up? Second of all, what are you saying when you're calling? Are you selling staffing or are you selling the problem? And most people only know how to sell staffing because they haven't taken the time to get to know their market, nor have they taken the time to get to know a coach, to get a coach under their belt, which is something you should do. Get that learning. Some of my partners are in healthcare and they have way more jobs than they can ever hope to cover. Daniel, please say it again, Daniel. High five on that one. I don't know many healthcare staffing agencies that are having a problem with getting job orders. What? That is the easy part. Come on now. Something that means the right conversations aren't taking place. It means the right energy isn't there. Maybe you're moving in lack. Maybe you're not moving in wealth in regards to what you're trying to accomplish. Maybe there's a lack of research that's done, a lack of strategy, a lack of planning. Like, staffing is not something that you legalize and just start. It really does require you to plan your business launch, to plan how you're going to move in your business strategically. And, if you haven't taken the time to do that, then that's going to be a whole nother ball game. Okay. Latasha, you already know it. Solve the problems. Ashanti, I'm always here. I'm live quite often. All right. So always there. Latasha said, it is not hard to get medical staffing contracts. You have to stay consistent, know your market, go out and slay it. High five, Latasha. Tell them. These people don't know. We got to let them know. It's easy to get these contracts for healthcare space, for sure. Style and grace. I love that. This is something I really want to do, but I don't know where to start. I say always start with some training, right? Start with some training and coaching. If you have a budget, I have a training program on Staffingpreneurs Academy. It's $997 one time. It comes with a free call, and we help you build out your entire business, right? So from your organizational design to your marketing and branding, to your contracts, to all of that, we help you set up your entire foundation. The course is 22 hours. You can see it in 2 days. Your whole brain is going to be like, phew, and then you're going to get back in there. You're going to start building your business. And I do my live call with the setup class on Tuesdays at 12 noon. And let me just tell you, they are always so fired up. It's about 200 people in that class. We typically get somewhere between 20 and 60 people on the call. Questions are flowing through. Hey, D, on the video, you said, I've done this, I found this, and it's just a really beautiful experience. So I would definitely tap into that. Let me see. You said, let's see, go to Staffingpreneurs Academy. Go to Staffingpreneurs Academy. It's on the bottom, and you can set up, you can get into that setup class. Same thing. Someone else asked me, how do I get a coach? Yeah, same person, right? Yeah. And we do one-on-ones. We do group. It's totally about what you're looking for. If you're looking for a direct one-on-one, somebody to walk with me hand by hand. I don't want to take no effing course, D. Just walk me through it. We have programs like that. When we also have programs that are a lot less expensive and that are do-it-yourself, but my staffingpreneurs win whether you work with me or whether you don't. What's most important to me is that you're setting this business up the right way and that you're building a real business model. And you're not just building something to generate money. And then 6 months to a year from now, you're like, okay, I've got money, but my business is a piece of crap because I have no processes. I'm not in compliance. I don't know how to do this in real life. I've just been winging it. And oh my gosh, now I'm ready to scale. And I really can't do that because I really don't know what I'm doing in real life. A lot of people come back to me at that point as well. They come in and rebuild their foundation, and then they go back out there and they kill it, right? So that can happen as well. And I would be more than happy to sit and talk to you and work with you. I have tons of clients that are doing amazing, and they would be, and in our community, they would be more than happy to share with you. I've got 2 minutes. JC says, I've been on the inside within healthcare as a hiring manager. Awesome, JC. Onboarding contract nurses for the past few years. I would like to start my staffing business soon. What should I start with first? Start with the setup program so that you can lay out your foundation. As a hiring manager, you already know how important the infrastructure of your business is internally. Most people start a staffing business and only look at the external portion of the business. But you and I both know, JC, that if your internal systems and your internal processes and your staff, the staff that you're hiring isn't set up properly, your business isn't going to flow very well from the beginning. So I would start setting up the business. And when I say set up, JC, I'm not talking about legalization. I don't typically get into legalization until module 6, but I'm going to share this with you really quickly so you all can see. If you go to Reskillify here, which is where my course lives, my setup course. If you look right here, how to set up my niche, you can actually look at the full curriculum so that you can see everything that we actually learn in this course. So you can see it. I don't hide anything. Everything is there. You can see how long each section is so that you can see what it is that you need to get out of that, right? So I love this course because it really dives into just different parts of a business model that you might not see in other courses that are out there for staffing, right? So, and I like to add to this course as I hear back from hiring managers and as I hear back from candidates and as I'm working with other staffing agencies, I love to hear feedback so that we can make the course better and just keep adding. So this course is ongoing and you get lifetime access to the course. So as this industry is evolving and changing, and trust, it is evolving and changing, as I'm adding, you will always have access to that information. So as you can see, we don't even get into the legalization of the business until step 6. Most people do that in step 1, which really you can't, in my opinion, you shouldn't legalize the business until you've done all of these things ahead of the game first. So I'm not sure how each and every one of you have started your business and what your business looks like, but legalizing is definitely not the first thing that I do. The first thing I do is I get into strategy, planning, and really pulling out and making sure that I understand my market and how I'm going to support my market in the most powerful way. It is really, really, really key. That is the link to the Academy, JC. That is where the Academy has moved to. It's moved to the course, the course marketplace, Reskillify. So when you go to even Staffingpreneurs Academy, it's going to take you right back here. Okay. That's where the home is for the course. Okay. So this is your Academy. And of course, I was going to say it's not moving. So if you want to get started immediately and you want to go straight to the course, if you click on it, it's going to take you right to the course, right? If you're not sure, you're trying to figure it out, click on It's an Idea. And I've laid out just about every question that you have ever had. They're in this little guide for you. It's a quick read, but it'll answer a lot of your questions and it'll let you know whether or not you are in that space. And let me just go back because I got excited and I didn't hit the share button again. So if you go to Staffingpreneurs Academy here and you click I've started, that'll take you to Reskillify for the Academy course. If you click on It's an Idea, it'll take you here. So it'll give you the free guide. It's nothing you have to purchase. It's just a free guide to give you to answer the most commonly questions that I get all the time that everyone asks. So I hope that is helpful because she said, is there a link to the Academy? And if you'd like, I can go in and I think she might be, JC, I'm sorry, might be asking for the main link. So hold on, I'll give you staffingpreneursacademy.com in the box and y'all can click on one of those buttons there. Oh, so many things. I didn't realize I'm all popular today. Hold on 1 second. Everyone is saying it's easy. Inbox me on how to go about this. No, Kofa, you have to do the work just like everybody else has done the work. And I gave you for free how to do it. Literally step by step. I just gave it to you for free. So you've got to go in and do the work. It's the same work everyone else is doing. They're doing the research and they're learning their market so that they can go in and start to execute strategies so that they can actually see their end result. What strategies have you created? Tell me about your research, because those are the things that get you to where they are talking about. Okay? Those are the things that get you to where they're talking about. Hey, Tia, I'm looking to get into hospitality, but hooting, there is still a market. Wondering if there's a start. Oh, yes, there's a market for it. And your President Biden is putting a ton of money into the industries that got hit the most, and the retail, hospitality, and so forth. Now is probably the time to get into it, for sure. I appreciate that love, Tia. I really do. Styling said, I done got excited. I'll contact you. I'll be here waiting for you. And I'm going to tell you, when you invest, I invest. So when people ask questions and they don't invest, I'll give you what you all are receiving now with lots of love. But the moment you swipe that card, that lets me know that you are very, very seriously, that you're serious about that. And that's when I go in and I turn my hat on a little bit higher. And you can you'll see when you get in the community how I love all my people. And I do love all my people. I love it. Daniel says, whatever industry you're in, it's time to make money now. There's so much opportunity out there now. Take advantage of whatever learning you can get now. I agree with that, Daniel, 100%. There is no question about that whatsoever. Elaine, hey, she says, I've been following you for a while. Already have my staffing business, but I need to scale. Can I start there, or must I start from the beginning? So Elaine, I guess I would have to ask a couple of questions. When you say you're ready to scale, you don't have to start there. I have 3 classes. I have a setup, a run it, and a scaling program. Typically when people are, let me ask a different question. If you're already billing, then you can just go straight into my scale up class. But I would say that if you're scaling because you feel like something is missing and you're not able to reach your financial goals, then I would say that that's a foundational issue, and you would want to go back to your foundation versus trying to scale at this moment in time. So it really is going to require you for you to say, oh no, my processes are working perfectly, I just want to get bigger. Then that's one thing. But if it's my processes are sort of kind of working, I'm just barely getting here and I really need to get bigger, then you may want to go back to foundational stuff. But if you call the office at 866-432-8801, I'm sure somebody can help you at least answer that question. You can also schedule a one-on-one time with me as well. I've got to go. I'm 8 minutes late to my next client. She hasn't sent me a message yet. So that means that she's probably watching this live. Christine, I hope you're watching live and not fussing me out. Thank you, JC. Yeah, the course is amazing. It's 5 stars. And I've been doing the teaching staffing since 2011, 2012, roughly, probably around 2010, maybe even. And I've just now nailed this thing down to a science, and the science is so precise that my people are just coming in, learning, implementing, and winning. And I'm so thankful for that, because it's not easy to show someone how to not just start something, set it up properly, get them to get it off the ground, running, still stay fired up, actually succeed in accomplishing their first milestone, and keeping them motivated and going to complete and sustain and to grow and to scale. And this is not an easy thing to do. So being able to, over these last years, really dig into the mindsets of entrepreneurs who are looking to impact the world through staffing has been nothing short of a blessing, but it has also made me even more of an expert at this process. And I feel very humbled and thankful to be on this journey with each and every one of you. So awesome. Lanice, I love my Lanice. Thank you so much, Lanice, for that love. She's doing amazing in her niche recruitment and staffing business in the healthcare space. Killing it. I love it. She just signed her second contract a couple of weeks ago. I'm doing it. I love it. Cool, Elaine. I'm definitely here for you when you're right. Takia, I do some things for free every now and then. I love it. Let me just see. Is that everyone? He says, inbox me or call me when you're done. Hey, babe, I'm running into a client, but I can definitely leave my number, and I'll leave it here, 866-432-8801. You can also, you can email help desk. I'm going to put it right here in the box at recruitmentstore.com. My support team can help you there. We also have all types of chat box on the website that you can go to and get questions, get your questions answered there. We also have a free Facebook group where you can go and put your questions there. I mean, we have so much support in our community to help people get through their journey. It's just, you have to be willing and wanting to receive that information and be willing to put that work into action. If you're willing to do that, then you will win. Takia said, this was free mass love. If they don't pay, they won't pay attention. I love you, D. Hey, babe, you already know I know. Listen, Takia, I've been getting like so much hate mail under my YouTube videos lately. Just more like, who are you? What do you know? Da, 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 da. It's so interesting because today people feel like you have to put everything on Front Street in order to be successful. And that's not the case. I have so many staffingpreneurs that are making millions of dollars a year, multi-millions of dollars a year. I'm talking about putting people in, hundreds of people in jobs. I can barely get them to get a website up, some of them. Some of them, they have zero search engine optimizations. They've never been in a magazine a day in their life. I can tell you that I won't say the name, but someone signed a $17 million contract on Friday. Nobody will ever know that. That's not something that's out there for the world and the public to know per se. Everyone doesn't do business the same way. Success is what success is to you. I don't equate money with success ever, because money can go away, money can come back. Money is a tool. That doesn't define my success. There are people out there who have billions of dollars and are fucking miserable. They are not successful. They don't feel successful. You understand? Robin Williams is a prime example of that. So if success to you equates with finances, you got a little bit more work to do on your entrepreneurial journey. Okay. So it should 100% be about your client's outcomes, your client's success. When you do that, those contracts will flow like the River Jordan, and you won't even have a lot of time to celebrate all the finances that you're bringing in. But that's only for a certain mindset. Not everybody is ready for that mindset. They will learn over time. Okay, because I learned. So really, really, really important stuff. The Facebook page, that's a great question. How about that? So the Facebook page is Start a Staffing Biz. I'm going to put it right here into this page. I'm going to put it right here in the chat box for you. Feel free to join the free Facebook group. It is not our private one. Our private one is for paying members, but we do have a free one that you can jump into, and it's 2,000-3,000 people in that group. And they're very nice people, very fired up. You can take that's totally up to you. It's one license per user. So what I don't know, I don't know. And I say that respectfully. But in my opinion, everybody should have their own license, because you learn differently and on your own pace than your partner does. He may or she may go ahead of you and be able to bring a different perspective to the table than you in his own personal space, in his own thought process. But I'll leave that up to you. That's totally up to you and how you all want to bring your business to life. Okay. Awesome. I think you all are amazing. You all have done an amazing job. You all have done an amazing job. So my client wasn't on the call. She's actually rescheduling with me. You all do an amazing job. And I want you to believe in yourself, and I want you to have fun in your business. And I want you to take the time to get to know your market. And I mean, intimately get to know your market, because that is how you will win. Yes, put your brand out there. Let the world know who you are, but be strategic about it. Don't just throw up a website to throw up a website. Make sure that your website is actually working for you and with you, and not just sitting there as a monument, right? Your website should be alive. It should be a live entity. Okay. Dive into your market. That's what I would tell you. I love each and every one of you. I hope y'all are having an absolutely amazing day. Rock it out in your business, and I will see you all soon. Thanks for watching.